So I think it was the first DIY project that I did when I got here, and that was this wall. So this wall was the first mural that I've done on my own in a home, and it is based off of Mudcloth designs. Mudcloth originated in Mali, West Africa. And so these symbols represent things. So if you're going to use symbols, make sure that you research them and their meanings, and you're not just putting random symbols. And here we are now in 2026. Hi, I'm Kim with Dream Your Reality Creative Studio. And as you saw, that was a snippet from a home tour in 2025 when I talked a bit about the mural on my wall. However, that was painted in 2023, and there is a video I did about it long ago on my other page, Elizabeth and Pearls. So we're going to take it back to 2023 when I made that video, and I'm going to show you the whole process of what I did to create that wall. Then we'll go back to 2025, and then we'll make it back here to 2026 by the end. So let's take it back. I finished up this DIY mural, if you will, on my wall. I used mudcloth symbols because I wanted to tell a story, which mudcloth symbols do. But of course, I had to do my research first to see which symbols I wanted to use for myself that resonated with me to tell my story. Now, mudcloth originated in Mali, West Africa. So I did my research, and these are the symbols I decided I wanted to use. This, I know, looks like the Aquarius symbol, but it in fact is not. It's actually close, but they're not the same. This symbol means good fortune. This symbol, there's another one up top that you'll see the full length of it, means wealth and luxury. For me, luxury doesn't necessarily mean expensive things. This means protection, and this here represents family and community. So those were the symbols I chose to use to tell my story. And now let's get into the whole, let's call it possibly a debacle of me doing my wall. And here I am, ready to put the mural on this wall here. I don't love the paint color on the wall, but here we are. So I didn't feel like painting everything white, so we'll just go with what we have. Here's a can of black paint, and I have a small paint tray, but later I decided I wanted a larger tray. And tip, if you put aluminum foil down in the tray first, then the cleanup is much easier. And here we are with my roller, which will later be my nemesis. So it was at this moment, yes, on the very first roll, that I realized that the roller was actually too big and I had made a grave mistake. But here we are, so we just got to keep going. Because, oops. I actually had done a rough sketch on paper of how I wanted this pattern and story to lay out on the wall, but after I made that pretty huge error, I concluded that all of the symbols would just be larger and I'd have to adjust my plan, and I did adjust the wealth and luxury symbol just a little bit because of the error, and then I moved on to the good fortune symbol, and then the family and community symbol. So you see at the top of the wall, I added the protection symbol. And as you see, this is all freehand, so I'm just going with the flow. And then earlier, I forgot to show you this symbol. It also means wealth and luxury. It's a weaving spindle. Then I just kept going. So after I changed my plan, I decided that I wanted to have at least 2 of each symbol on the wall. I wanted them to not be perfect, to look a little rudimentary, and sort of give that hand-painted feel. So here we are. So as the sun was setting and I was starting to lose light, I decided that I would finish another day. So about 2 weeks later, I did. Here is the completed wall. So I made a mistake here that I couldn't repair. So instead I just made this, which is not a symbol. I made this area and decided what it would do was become a frame later. So there's one of these on each side. I made sure to make two so that it would look on purpose. And now we're back to 2026. I hope you enjoyed the video, seeing my whole process of how I created that mural. I talk about it plus more in my new ebook on a less than a shoestring budget, how I created a home without breaking the bank, and you can too. Now available. You can click above to get your copy. It's full of tips, and for this project it also tells the cost breakdown. I suggest you go get one. And after you do, if you're a printable person like I am, who likes to see things in print, in hand, you can also print out your copy. I want to shout out my mentee who suggested, I'm going to show you a sneak peek of this, that there's spaces for you to also write down your own thoughts after you've seen what I've done and you get a chance to think about what you want to do after I pose some questions. Go grab your ebook. I know you'll really enjoy it, and I will see you next time. But I'm not much of a betting person, but the one thing I am going to do is bet on myself. And I hope that not just in decorating and design, that you do the same thing too. Until next time.